Okay, this is just for today, April 12th. Before I get into that, I just want to touch base on yesterday's video. I was super nervous. I'm sure most of you could tell. My first video, whatever. So, I prayed about it a little bit, and, I feel like I just need to let it flow and let it be natural. And I'm going to try my best to do that today. It's hard talking to a camera on a phone, but ultimately it's not about the audience that's right in front of me. It's about the audience that I can reach. And that's my main goal, is to reach as many people as possible. And with that said, I can't do that without people sharing my video or following me or whatever it may be. Ultimately I'm doing this to spread the message that, recovery is possible. You just got to want it bad enough. And, maybe this video or any other video that I make in the future will get out and touch somebody to make them make that move. It's a tough road. I've had my bumps. I'm not perfect by no means, but I've decided that I've tried so many other things in my life that never worked out or benefited me. What could it hurt to give myself and my life to God and let Him determine my path? I always went to God before when I was having a hard time and I just needed His help. This time it's a lot different. This time I'm giving my life to God, and I have committed to that. I go to church every Sunday. I read my Bible every morning. I pray every morning. And I must say that it has made me feel so much better, and I can feel something working in my life that has never been there before. So, with that said, I don't want to preach on anybody. I'm not that person. I'm taking my path, and that's where my path is leading me. So everybody has their own path and their own way of doing it, and that's perfectly fine. This is just the direction I'm choosing to go, and I'm enjoying it, and it's working for me. So with that said, I wasn't going to read the just for today. I was going to kind of do my own thing, but I read it, and then it just fit perfectly, just like everything else. Every time I read my Bible, it just fits my life perfectly. So, yeah, we're just gonna do this one day at a time, and I get up every morning to have a smile on my face and make as many people smile and laugh as I can. That's my ultimate goal. That's what makes me happy. I'm a goofy person outside of the camera, and I enjoy that. I enjoy my personality. And, one thing I've always said is the hardest thing about getting sober is not knowing who you are. And, I've been learning that more and more. And at first I didn't know if I liked that person, but the more I get to know them, the more I love that person. So with that said, I'm going to read the reading today. It's for April 12th. All spiritual awakenings have some things in common. Common elements include an end to loneliness and a sense of direction in our lives. Some kinds of spiritual experiences take place when we confront something larger than we are. We suspect that forces beyond our understanding are operating. We see a fleeting glimpse of the big picture and find humility in that moment. Our journey through the 12 steps will bring about a spiritual experience of the same nature, only more profound and lasting. We undergo a continual process of ego deflation, while at the same time we become more conscious of the larger perspective. Our view on the world expands to the point where we no longer possess an exaggerated sense of our own importance. Through our new awareness, we no longer feel isolated from the rest of the human race. We may not understand why the world is the way it is, or why people sometimes treat one another so savagely. But we do understand suffering, and in recovery, we can do our best to alleviate it. When our individual contribution is combined with others, we become an essential part of a grand design. We are connected at last. Just for today, I am but one person in the entire scheme of things. I humbly accept my place in this big picture. I feel like that fits good. I'm just one person in the grand scheme of things. But me being one person, I might be able to spread a message that can reach hundreds or thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of people. Ultimately, I would love that if that happened. But, it's going to go where it's going to go. I'm just going to take it one day at a time, and I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm going to continue to do it because I feel like that's the path that I'm being directed to go. So with that said, I can't spread my message without people sharing it. If you want to follow me or whatever, please do so. I'm going to try to make this a little bit bigger. I'm going to try to do it on Instagram, maybe YouTube. We'll see how it goes. I'm not the best when it comes to all this new technology stuff, but we'll see where it goes one day at a time. Thanks.